Hey everybody, welcome back to Wrenching with Grandpa. We're here at the Monroe Car Show, 17th annual. It's been a beautiful day. We've been trying to focus on some old Mopars, although unfortunately they have been kind of scarce here this year, but we're working on that, right?
Yeah.
This is Lynn. She's the president of the North Georgia Mopar Club, and you will be getting my membership dues. She's got a wonderful little car here. It's a Valiant Fury Slant 6, and we're going to take a look at it, and she's going to tell us all about it.
All right. It's actually a Dodge Dart.
Oh, Dodge Dart.
That's okay.
Well,
It's all in the family, right?
Yeah, old Mopar, no.
Right.
Whatever.
So this is a 1966 Dodge Dart 270 convertible, Slant 6 225. Pretty much state original. I'm not looking. Everybody asks if I'm going to put a Hemi in it.
Well,
or a
we've got one
318,
sitting on the floor at the shop.
But no, this is. If I drove away, you'd never hear me. She purrs like a kitten, starts up first or second crank every single time.
I'm sure these engines were great. They were like Singer sewing machines. They just started up, ran great, smooth as a kitten, and you never had to worry about it. As long as you kept oil in them, put a fresh air cleaner in them occasionally, you were good to go.
Yep, I actually bought it from a guy in Athens. He was a pilot with Delta. He was the fourth owner on it. So I've traced it back. Before that, there was a gentleman in Warner Robins. And before that, there was a family that lives in New York, because I actually have the title on that one. And I did call, because, Google. So I was able to find a name and an address. And I think I talked to the guy's son. And he probably thought I was stalking.
No, I don't want the auto warranty.
Yeah, I said, hey, I have this car, just looking for the history of it, and he didn't immediately say no, it wasn't his dad, but he did ask me what kind of car it was, and then there was a pause, and then he said no, that's not it, but I kind of actually think it was that, but he
well, way before his time, he probably had no idea that the car was ever in the family.
It was purchased in Michigan, and the family then moved to New York, and that's where they're at today. But for the most part, everything internally remains original. I did put a new front end suspension on it and had it rewired, just brake lights, safety, that sort of thing.
Well, the one thing I always loved about these Slant 6s was how easy they were to work on. I mean, the starter's right here. My God, it takes 5 minutes to change out the starter, your carburetor, and everything.
Well, and it made this was considered a compact.
Yeah.
Right. It's actually it's really long, but it's skinny. When you pull into a parking space, it looks like it's big, but then you pull into a parking space and you've got tons of room on either side of you. So it actually is, with the slant is the 45-degree angle of the engine. Yeah. So it goes down deeper, but it allows you to bring the.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about these engines, the one thing that made them so durable was the bore and stroke on them. They had a longer stroke on them, but because of that, they didn't run as high a compression in them.
Okay.
But that gave them a lot more durability long term. And like I say, you could run this engine 200,000 miles with proper maintenance and not have any real bad or different, bad effects with your rod bearings and things like that, your cam bearings. I mean, they're bulletproof.
That's what they say. We'll see. We'll see when I get to leave here.
Well, if you have
you want to wait around till I get out of here.
You got my number. You can call me. We'll bring the trailer and bring it home.
Yeah.
And you know what these mirrors are bringing these days?
I know. This is an original. Mirror.
Same.
You can buy the aftermarket ones, but.
Well, I've got the same mirror on the Cuda, and thank God mine's in good shape too. I looked at one on Facebook, Marketplace, $300-$400. Oh my God!
No.
Yeah, I mean that's a Mako paint job.
Yeah, no. I mean, for the most part, this is, I painted it. This is a iridescent lilac. It was a 1 year only color.
Yeah.
On the 66. The original color was a daffodil yellow, according to the plate, which you can kind of see there. And then at some point it was painted a bronze. which was
Yeah.
another color for 66 that year.
Well, you know, that's the interesting thing in my cleaning and trying to restore the original car of mine was silver with black interior. The front egg crate grills are not original to the car. They were bought aftermarket to replace. Well, cleaning one of the two grills, I have come across under the car. There is
Okay, yeah.
and so I'm like, whoa, well, I don't want to go that deep to expose that because it doesn't fit with the car at all that I'm
Right.
trying to rebuild. So I gotta get out my thinking cap on how I can seal that off and not expose it anymore. But beautiful bronze. I really,
Yeah.
you know, it really would.
I kind of call it shabby chic. It's, you know,
Oh,
I drive it. It's not a trailer queen, as they say.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know who did
So-
your paint work, but that is a great job. I mean, it's very
Thank you.
smooth. You have hardly any orange peel that I've seen at all.
Yeah.
But the distribution of your flake in it, and the fact that your chrome is in such excellent condition.
Yes.
It's just
I'm
really
very
nice.
lucky. Yeah.
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 Now, has this been reupholstered?
It has been. Yeah.
Well, they did a nice job. That is very nice upholstery work.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, it was
Good day.
Bannister in Hapeville.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Your
Um,
your dash and everything's
Yeah,
in great
everything's
shape.
in great shape. I do have an aftermarket radio. It's a Bluetooth from Retro Sound, so
Yeah.
it looks like the original, but
Yeah.
it does digital. And then I changed my cigarette lighter to USB port
Yeah. Well.
because you know I don't need a cigarette lighter anymore.
Well, not much.
Yeah.
Do it on that
Yeah, no.
cigarette.
Yeah, I think there's obviously work. These pieces, these are hard. I say hard to come by. They're non-existent.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean,
So
that's
that
good.
molding.
I'll tell you what, though, you can probably come in here, down spray clean,
Yeah.
degreaser.
Oh no, I've definitely done that. That's the finish that's going on
Okay.
there. Then you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's my next.
Yeah.
This is the year of the dark. So this year I'm gonna do a new top because the top definitely needs new and it
Yeah.
needs a new boot.
Well,
That boot doesn't really
your
fit.
cover top is very nice.
Well, it's not big enough. This is one of those. It was for a 66,
Well,
but it doesn't really fit the 66. So
you do what you can.
yeah.
You know, make it work while you got it.
Yeah, I mean it's got 13-inch tires on it. Wheels.
It's hard to imagine back in the day, that's what was common, 13, 14-inch tires.
Yeah.
And now everybody's up to 20, 30.
Well, I say one above a lawnmower. That's essentially what it is. Like, you know, I got
Well,
the
you got a lot better chance of finding a rubber inner tube for that tire
yeah,
than you
True.
would anything else.
yeah. So, but you know, it's a fun. I drive it on the weekends. You know, I've done some little things to it. These are my pinstripes are hand painted. It's actually a dart. I don't know if you can see. You've got the top of the dart, the front, and then the back of the dart.
Well, I'll tell you,
That way.
it's all real nice. It really does.
There's a gentleman in South Georgia, Chasen Brand, who does pinstriping, and he did. I call her Lucy.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is that at some point, the emblem of Downtown Dodge was put onto it.
Yeah.
You know, I know it wasn't originally an Atlanta car, so somebody must, along the way, probably the guy in Warner Robins, because he did, I think, the most too, because he
Yeah.
actually redid the gas tank and everything. So a lot of the stuff, like the big expensive things, were done. Which was nice.
Oh, look at the puppy.
That's a
Yeah.
badge you put on there.
No, I think the downtown. I mean, you know, the shabby chic. If you look real close, there's, you know,
Yeah,
there's
see-
opportunity
yeah,
here,
see,
but
this is some of the bronzing that I'm finding
Yeah.
on that one.
yeah, my Barracuda, they looked I had the, and what happened is that they didn't look like they had been previously chromed, and when they put them in the stripper, they basically disintegrate.
Wow. Now see the condition of my chrome on my bumper is very similar to this one.
Yeah.
That 10 heading, and I'm just taking a DA and compound, polish, and clean it up. I know it's not going to be pristine or brand new,
You know,
but
it's
your-
shiny.
Your
It's
car,
shiny.
yeah,
You
your
see
cars
it,
like
I'm
mine,
happy.
they're survivors.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 55-year-old cars. They ain't gonna look brand new, but by God, we can make them look really nice.
Right. You know, I can drive it. I don't drive it on the freeway a lot. 78 is
God,
about
no.
as best I do. Mostly because in a convertible, in an old car, people talk to you at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, come on.
Well, yeah, or they're looking at your car and they're not paying attention.
Right.
They weave over and take out the side of your car.
Yeah. But the color catches a lot of people's attention, and it's just a fun drive.
I would imagine you probably get asked occasionally to be in the parade for the homecoming queen.
I have done, yeah, I have done. Well, I have done one homecoming for City of Decatur, and it overheated halfway through. I had to dump 2 people off the homecoming court to walk the rest of the way. Oops, yeah. But there were some prom kids here earlier, and I let them get in the car and take pictures. You know, that's why I have these, so people can look at them and
Well, Lynn, listen, this has been great. I love seeing this old girl. She just adds to my new friend collection of old Mopar girls and cars. And you're the president of the North Georgia Mopar Club.
Yes.
And if you're into Mopars, you're in Georgia, Southern Tennessee, Florida, we don't care.
Nope.
Get with Lynn, join the club, and it's a great resource for parts, advice,
Oh yeah.
brotherhood. I mean, come on, guys, we all know this.
That's what I joined. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cars.
We need.
What I know, I learned from the folks.
Well, that's the whole thing. Networking.
Yep.
People out there got parts in the barn. They got knowledge in their heads, and from what I found out in my Mopar experience is they want to share.
Yes.
That's probably the one thing I found out about the Mopar community is they're very proud of what they've done. I mean, they can have an old rust bucket that they're out there twisting nuts and bolts on, hoping to get something great out of it, or they can have a Meacham show car,
Right.
and they're all willing to share
Yes.
information, resources, contacts, parts with you. And I am so grateful because I didn't grow up on Mopars. I grew up on Fords and Chevys.
So my dad was a Ford guy. Yep.
But I have really found a great deal of love in the Mopar community, and I'm glad to call myself part of that group.
I'm glad to have you.
Everybody, thanks for joining us on Richard with Grandpa. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider it, and we'll see you again on the next one. Thank you.
Thanks.